The wolf hunting season runs from October to March, when cold weather and food scarcity make wolves more susceptible to bait. Hunting activities are mainly concentrated in the northern and central Italian grasslands, where wolf densities are highest, such as in Abruzzo, Tuscany, and Piedmont.
Yes!
Oh my goodness.
Hunters often use sound-based luring techniques, with wolf calls costing between 100 to 200 euros. This sound emitted mimics the cry of an injured rabbit, attracting the wolves' attention. Hunters typically use .06 Springfield bolt-action rifles. These guns are preferred for their high accuracy and sufficient power to take down a wolf instantly. The bullet velocity is around 800 to 900 feet /s, with an effective range of up to 100 to 200 yards.
Yes!
Oh.
Many hunters also equip themselves with binoculars to observe and locate wolves from a distance. The most humane shot placement is the chest or shoulder area of the wolf, aiming for immediate death and minimizing suffering. A gunshot rings out, and a wolf falls on a field in northern Italy. This scene is becoming increasingly common as farmers and the government are determined to fight against this fierce predator. Cause severe damage to agriculture, estimated at €2 million annually. The battle between humans and wolves seems far from over. Let's follow along right now.
Yes!
Wolves, these ferocious carnivores, are becoming bolder and invading residential areas in northern Italy. They cause chaos, attack pets, and threaten the safety of residents. Farmer Antonio Rossi recounts, "Last week, a wolf tore apart 5 of my sheep. We live in fear. In 2023 alone, there were up to 1,200 reported attacks, causing an estimated €3.5 million in damages. In response to this situation, farmers and hunters have had to resort to hunting as a means to control the growing wolf population. The government issues about 500 hunting permits annually to farmers and professional hunters. The targets allowed for hunting are adult wolves, excluding wolf pups and nursing female wolves.
Whoa! Yes!
Wolf hunting requires patience and excellent concealment skills. Hunters may have to wait for hours in harsh weather conditions, with temperatures potentially dropping below 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nice shot. Yeah! I got a quad!
They often use camouflage clothing that matches the surrounding environment.
Yes.
Do it. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey.
Yeah.
Some skilled hunters can take down 2 wolves simultaneously with a single shot, a skill that all hunters aspire to achieve. This demonstrates respect for the prey and minimizes unnecessary suffering. Hunters also use hunting dogs to lure wolves. The dogs used are often breeds closely related to wolves, such as Alaskan Malamutes or Siberian Huskies. These dogs can attract wolves for mating during breeding season. However, this method requires extreme caution to ensure the safety of the hunting dogs. Hunters need to maintain a safe distance of about 50 to 100 yards when aiming, and must be able to quickly distinguish between wolves and hunting dogs to avoid shooting the wrong target. According to official statistics, about 300 to 350 wolves are hunted annually in Italy. Wildlife managers consider this number sufficient to control the wolf population without endangering the species' existence.
Yes.
However, wolf hunting remains controversial in the community. Some conservationists argue that there are more humane alternatives to control wolf numbers, such as using contraceptives for wolves or enhancing livestock protection with electric fences and specialized shepherd dogs. Next, let's go to Africa to see if the hunting skills of hunters there are any different. African buffalo hunting is a popular and challenging activity in many African countries.
Oh no!
From a physical standpoint,
These buffalo, with their massive bodies and distinctive curved horns, are one of the most dangerous animals for hunters. African buffalo are typically found in savanna grasslands, open woodlands, and swamps across sub-Saharan Africa. They live in large herds that can number in the hundreds. An adult buffalo can weigh between 1,100 to 2,000 pounds, with shoulder heights reaching 5 to 5.6 feet. Their robust build, with rippling muscles under thick skin, combined with 4 strong legs and hard hooves, allows them to move quickly despite their large size. The horns of African buffalo are formidable weapons, potentially reaching up to 5 feet in length and curving upwards over their heads. Males usually have larger and thicker horns than females, with a particularly wide and dense base forming a protective boss across the forehead. Males are also larger and have darker black coats compared to females. To hunt African buffalo, hunters need to use large caliber rifles, typically .375H and H Magnum or larger.
Wait.
Thanks, guys.
Many professional hunters prefer even more powerful guns like the .416 Rigby or .458 Winchester Magnum. The ammunition used must be heavy, usually 300 grains or more, to ensure penetration through the buffalo's thick hide and muscle. Hunting African buffalo requires excellent marksmanship. The ideal target area is the shoulder or chest, where vital organs can be severely damaged. However, due to their aggressive nature and extraordinary endurance, a wounded buffalo can still counterattack the hunter, making the hunt extremely dangerous. Despite being hunted and preyed upon by large carnivores like lions, African buffalo populations remain high due to their good reproductive capabilities. It's estimated that there are currently about 900,000 buffalo across Africa. Each year, approximately 40,000 to 50,000 are hunted, representing about 5% of the total population.
Oh my goodness.
After hunting, buffalo meat is often sold to local food processing plants or exported. An adult buffalo can provide up to 500 pounds of meat, with a commercial value ranging from $2,000 to $3,000 US. Additionally, buffalo hide and horns are valuable products used in the leather industry and for making souvenirs. African buffalo hunting, if managed sustainably, can contribute significantly to the local economy and provide incentives for conserving the species' habitat. However, balancing hunting activities with conservation remains a major challenge for wildlife managers in Africa.
Oh my God.
escape criticism from animal welfare advocates. They argue that such hunting competitions encourage poaching and threaten the biodiversity of other animal species. Despite the controversies, many areas still opt to organize similar wild boar hunting events as a positive solution. If you participated in this competition, please leave comment number 1. Thank you. In addition to large-scale wild boar hunting competitions, farmers in Texas have also implemented various measures to protect their crop fields. One popular solution is installing high and sturdy steel fences around the cultivated areas. These fences are specially designed with sharp, pointed steel wires interwoven tightly together to form an impenetrable barrier. Although costly, steel fences have proven highly effective in preventing wild boar intrusion. Furthermore, farmers in Texas have deployed hunting dogs to protect their crop fields from wild boar intrusion. This method has proven effective in chasing wild boar herds out of the area and preventing them from daring to return. Hunting dogs such as hounds, English pointers, and large, powerful males are carefully trained to pursue and restrain wild boars. The presence of these dogs has made wild boars hesitant to intrude into grasslands or cultivated fields. However, this method also has some limitations, requiring farmers to professionally raise and train hunting dogs, which consumes much time and effort. Additionally, the cost of caring for these hunting dogs is significant. Overall, using hunting dogs is one of the practical solutions that Texas farmers have applied to prevent and chase wild boars out of their crop areas. Combined with other measures, this method significantly contributes to the efforts to control the nuisance of harmful wild boars in the state. Another innovative solution that Texas farmers have implemented is to develop and exploit the market for wild boar meat to control the rampant wild boar population. This strategy not only helps them protect their crop fields but also provides a significant source of income from the consumption of meat from this wild animal. Previously, when wild boars were hunted, many farmers only used them as food for their families without the ability to sell them in a broader market. However, the increase in the healthy eating movement and the search for natural food sources has recently created a significant demand for wild boar meat in Texas and many other states. Not only does this strategy help consume the abundant source of meat from hunting wild boars, but it also becomes a strong economic incentive, encouraging farmers to be more proactive in controlling the population of this wild animal to protect their crop fields. In summary, the battle against wild boars in Texas is risky and challenging. However, with creativity and relentless effort, farmers in this area have gradually succeeded in protecting their vital livelihoods against the invasion of this dangerous wild animal. If you have any more interesting ideas or solutions to control wild boars, please leave your comments below to let us know. Thank you for watching our video until the end. Please help us by subscribing to support the channel's development. Goodbye, and see you in the following videos.
They come at night, through the mesquite bushes, through the barbed wire fences, hiding in the darkness of central Texas farmland. Invasive wild hogs, some weighing over 400 pounds, are no longer just pests. They're a threat to crops, to livestock, to life itself. From Comanche County to the Brazos Valley, wild hogs tear through cornfields, uproot soybeans, and cause over $230 million in damage to farmers every year across Texas. This isn't an ordinary hunt, this is war. Farmers and hunters are rising up armed with thermal scopes, hunting dogs, and sheer gritto fight back. In this battle between man and beast, there are no second chances. This is Texas, this is survival. And the hogs are closing in. It's 5:17 a.m., we're deep in the Balcones Canyonlands of central Texas. Elevation, just over 1,200 feet. The air is dry, cold, still. Through the thermal scope, movement flickers on the hillside lit up in heat signature. This is it, the ambush point. The hunter crouches behind a cedar tree. Range, 100 yards. Wind, east to west. There won't be a second shot. Out of nowhere, a 300-pound wild hog charges from a thicket head down, tusks forward. It slams into one of the hunting dogs. The shooter doesn't flinch. One shot, clean, from behind the only angle where the thick shoulder shield can't stop the bullet. Bang, the hog drops. Wrong angle, the hog runs. On this mountain, there's no room for hesitation. The sound fades into a slow heartbeat, then silence. This is high elevation hunting, strategic, precise, brave. One wrong move, and you become the prey. We've trekked 3 miles into the Llano Uplift, just north of Mason, Texas. Granite outcrops jut up like broken teeth along the tree line. Beneath them, shadows move. We lost 12 acres of corn last week, 12 acres gone overnight. A $12,000 crop ripped from the ground by something with 4 legs, a brain, and no We push up the slope, weaving through live oak and cactus. The air is tense. One hog strays from the group. Big, black, scarred. We split into ambush positions. I take cover behind a limestone boulder, rifle steady. Range, 93 yards. Crosswind. One shot, one chance. The hog bolts. We fire. Again and again. It takes 3 of us to bring it down. This isn't sport, this is survival. These animals tear through farmland like tanks ripping up irrigation lines, overturning soil, devouring entire rows of corn overnight. In Texas alone, wild hogs cause over $50 million in crop damage every year. Out here, we don't hunt for trophies. We hunt to protect, to eat, to reclaim the land. And up here, in these rugged hills, we play by their rules. Down in the south central Texas Valley, the world narrows. The trees close in. This is where the real work begins. No more open flatlands. It's rough terrain, carved by time and water-dense brush everywhere. Every sound matters, every step echoes, and every decision could be fatal. You don't see the hogs first, you feel them. The ground gives a faint tremble before they charge. No warning, no hesitation. They burst from the brush in waves, big, scarred, aggressive, running wild. This isn't a fair chase. It never is. Thick cover, limited sightlines. A clear shot is a luxury. You position, you wait. One opening, that's all you get. We breathe. We wait. Then boom. The first shot echoes through the canyon. These aren't ordinary animals. Some weigh over 300 pounds with hides tough enough to deflect smaller calibers. And their tusks, razor sharp, made for beauty but deadly up close. The first shot echoes through the canyon. These aren't ordinary animals. Some weigh over 300 pounds, with hides tough enough to deflect smaller calibers. And their tusks, razor sharp, made for rooting but deadly up close. That's why hunters out here don't call it a sport. They call it a duty. For every hog taken down, a farmer sleeps easier. A crop survives the night. A herd stays calm, not scattered in fear. And for those of us out here under the wide open sky, rifle in hand, boots caked in dust, this isn't just about protection. It's about restoring balance in a war we never asked for, but cannot afford to lose. Rural Turkey is under siege. 40% of the nation's crops are at risk. Over 2 million farmers face destruction every year, not from machines, but from hooves and snouts in the dead of night. But this is not a land that surrenders easily. Turkey has responded with force, precise, disciplined, and strategic. Across the farmlands of Antalya and the rugged hills of Konya, we spot a herd of wild boars from above. Instantly, we take down the lead boar with a single, well-placed shot. This is why we hunt in teams. This is why we train. Because out here, hesitation means injury. And sometimes, worse. But this fight isn't just about brute force. Morning light spills over a rural classroom in Caldwell, Texas. At schools across the region, kids are learning how feral hogs destroy ecosystems, wrecking native bird habitats, polluting water sources, and competing with deer and turkeys for food. Programs like HogSmart Texas and the USDA Wildlife Services are equipping the next generation with knowledge and awareness. And on farms, it's not just about bullets and bravado. New types of traps like the remote-controlled hog-eye trap system allow ranchers to capture an entire sounder at once. With a single tap on a smartphone from up to 2 miles away, the gate drops. Efficient, humane, tactical.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, these animals adapt. Every victory is temporary. Every night brings a new threat. And until we take back this land from the tusk shadows, as night falls over the Edwards Plateau, the hunt slows down, but the threat never sleeps. Across Texas, wild hogs now roam over 79% of the state, with exploding populations in regions like the Hill Country, Brazos Valley, and the Southern Plains. Every night, these animals dig deeper, travel farther, and cause greater damage to crops, fences, livestock, and native wildlife. For the farmers and hunters out here, this isn't a pastime. It's frontline defense. But this fight isn't just about firepower. It's about strategy, cooperation, and respect for both the land and for life. Every successful hunt requires planning, teamwork, and a deep understanding of the terrain and animal behavior. And every decision must follow safety laws, ethical hunting practices, and conservation principles. We don't hunt for the thrill. We hunt for balance, for protection, for preservation. If you're facing similar challenges on your land, in your community, get informed. Understand your local wildlife regulations. Work with experts, wildlife services, and landowners. There are humane and legal ways to manage invasive species methods that protect both human livelihoods and environmental integrity. This land provides, but it also demands, and those willing to defend it must be prepared to pay the price. Disclaimer: all hunts in this video were conducted in accordance with local and federal laws. No animals were harmed outside of regulated wildlife control efforts. Always follow your state's hunting guidelines. In the end, the battle between humans and wildlife in America isn't just a farmer's issue. It's a broader equation of survival, safety, and sustainability. From tools as rugged as rifles, dogs, and traps, to the authority and risks managed by wildlife agencies, every action carries responsibility and consequence. But to truly address the root of the problem, we need more. Investment in habitat management, scientific research, and stronger community awareness of the role natural ecosystems play. We believe everyone, whether a hunter, a farmer, or a viewer, can be part of the solution. Share this video if you found it important. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next story. And leave a comment below. What do you think is the most sustainable path for humans and nature to coexist? Not through fear, but through understanding. In the heart of America, Texas, Missouri, Georgia land is under siege. This isn't a movie, this is real. And it's not by foreign armies, but by invasive beasts. Feral hogs. What was once a symbol of untamed wilderness has now become a threat in the shadows. Every year, wild hogs ravage crops, destroy ecosystems, and challenge farmers with brute force. Agricultural and infrastructure damage across the United States and Canada now exceeds $2.5 billion annually. Feral pigs, wild hogs, destroyers in the dark, they eat everything, and they never ever back down. These aren't just nuisances. They are ecological wrecking machines. Every night, these animals tear through fields of corn, peanuts, and wheat. They uproot young saplings, rip irrigation lines apart, and trample everything in their path. Some even attack humans. They carry brucellosis, leptospirosis, and Pseudorbes, dangerous diseases that can infect livestock, wildlife, even people. One infection, one outbreak, and the entire balance unravels. A new generation of control has arrived. Smart traps, remote activated, solar powered, engineered with military-grade precision. Systems like MJ Jagger Pro and Boar Buster can capture 10, 20, even 30 hogs in a single night. Fully operated via smartphone. When deployed strategically across heavily infested regions like East Texas, South Georgia, or rural Arkansas, a single trap system can eliminate 700 to 400 hogs per year. But it takes coordination, it takes time, it takes patience. However, not every battle is fought with the push of a button. Across rural America, another force stands on the front lines: hunters, ranchers, and dogmen. They don't just harvest, they chase, track, confront. Controlled recreational hunting, especially with trained dogs, can significantly reduce wild hog populations in high-density areas like the piney woods of East Texas or the bottomlands of Louisiana. But there's one critical detail to remember. Hunters often target the biggest boars, the trophy males, yet those aren't the real reproductive threat. The females, the so scary, the future of the herd. If they're missed, the cycle continues. The next hunting ground, the lowlands of Louisiana, where the ground never stays still. Feral hogs, smart, silent, brutal. They move beneath fallen fig trees, behind thick cane, and along the edges of reed-covered clearings. We're 10 miles south of St. Francisville, no roads, no cell signal, just boots, dogs, rifles, and nerves of steel. Tracking out here isn't just hunting. It's a slow, deliberate war. The canopy blocks out the sun. The humidity chokes your lungs. Every step is a gamble. Lean a low growl, not from the hog. From the dog, a warning. We found him. A feral boar, just over 200 pounds, tusks chipped from years of rooting and fighting, his hide covered in scars, his eyes still fierce, still defiant. Before hunting feral hogs in Louisiana or the piney woods of East Texas, hunters are required to obtain a valid license issued by the state. In Louisiana, feral hogs are classified as an invasive and highly destructive species. In the piney woods region of East Texas, under the jurisdiction of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, TPWD, hogs are also considered non-protected wildlife. However, hunters must still carry a valid Texas hunting license, even when hunting on private land. Both states require hunters to follow regulations regarding safety, approved locations, and legal weapons. In certain cases, such as night hunting or using traps, additional permits may be required. Licensing isn't just a legal formality. It also allows state agencies to track feral hog populations and develop more effective control strategies for each region. The fight against feral hogs isn't just a hunter's job, it's a shared responsibility for the entire community to protect our land, crops, and natural habitat. Whether it's steel traps, archery, or sterilization, every method shares the same goal. Effective control, not mass slaughter, not environmental destruction. What do you think is the right approach? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Je vais tirer dans la tente. Merde, devant. Putain.
Hello everyone. Did you know that every year, the U.S. agriculture sector suffers millions of dollars in losses due to the invasion of aggressive wild boar herds? These wild animals not only devastate crops but also pose a danger to human life and livestock. The issue of wild boar invasion in agriculture has become a major concern nationwide. Can the government and farmers do anything to address this challenge? Imagine you are a diligent farmer who has invested a lot of passion and effort into caring for lush green fields. Suddenly, one night, as you wake up, the beautiful cornfield has been devastated by a ferocious herd of wild boars. The plowed furrows are torn apart. Hundreds of corn stalks are trampled under the hooves of the boars. All your efforts for many months have been destroyed in just one night. This is not an uncommon story. Every year, thousands of farmers across the country face fear and significant damage due to the invasion of wild boars. These wild animals can easily destroy an entire field in one night, causing tremendous economic losses for farmers. According to the latest statistics, wild boars have attacked and damaged approximately 26,000 farms in rural areas in 2022, increasing by nearly 15% compared to 2021. In some states like Texas, Florida, and California, the damages caused by wild boars amount to hundreds of millions of dollars each year. In Texas alone, this figure exceeded $700 million last year. Over the past 30 years, the natural habitat of wild boars has significantly diminished due to human encroachment. Approximately 6.3 million acres of forests and wild grasslands, the habitats of wild boars, have been cleared to make way for housing, roads, and industrial areas. The scarcity of food and habitat has forced wild boars to encroach into neighboring agricultural areas in search of new livelihoods, leading to conflicts and significant economic losses for the agricultural industry. With their long snouts and strong teeth, wild boars frequently root through the soil to search for food such as worms and tubers. This behavior, when carried out on a large scale by entire herds, has had serious consequences for the landscape and ecosystem. The ground is plowed and torn into deep holes, with soil scattered everywhere. Vegetation carpets are completely destroyed, and root systems are broken, causing plants to wither and die. Many rare and precious plant species have become extinct. Soil erosion occurs, altering its physical and chemical properties, impacting plant growth, leading to desertification. Additionally, with their habit of swimming and rolling in mud, hundreds of wild boars have severely polluted many freshwater sources in the area. Ponds, streams, and creeks have become murky due to wild boar feces and the dirt they carry on their bodies. Simply by observing the streams or ponds in areas where wild boars are present, you can clearly see the dark, murky water and detect the strong foul odor from a distance. Many freshwater aquatic species, such as fish and shrimp, cannot survive in such polluted environments. Wild boars originated from domestic pigs introduced by humans in the 1500s. Some pigs escaped into the wild and gradually adapted, forming the wild boar populations we see today. Initially, the number of wild boars was relatively small and confined to remote areas. However, over the past 30 years, these populations have increased rapidly, which is alarming. According to the latest estimates from the U.S. Forest Service, there are currently around 6.9 million wild boars living across 39 states in the country. This number is nearly double the 3.7 million estimated in 2010. In Texas, which has the largest wild boar population in the country, it is estimated that there are around 2.6 million wild boars. This number increased by 24% in just 4 years from 2017 to 2021. Other states also witnessed significant increases in the number of wild boars, with Florida having 1.1 million, California 700,000, and Oklahoma 630,000. Their continuous spread is driven by high reproduction rates, diverse diets, and a lack of natural predators. Wild boars are intelligent animals, always carefully observing factors in their environment to seek the most favorable conditions for survival and growth. Besides the direct damage to crops, wild boars also cause many other negative impacts on the agricultural environment. They are intermediate hosts spreading various dangerous diseases such as foot and mouth disease, African swine fever, etc. Aware of the seriousness of the wild boar invasion into agricultural land, the U.S. government has implemented appropriate measures to address the issue. One of the common strategies is setting traps to gradually reduce the number of wild boars. However, due to the keen observational skills of wild boars, using traps poses many difficulties and challenges. One technological solution being implemented is the use of smart sensor and surveillance camera systems. Motion, heat, and sound sensors are installed along suspected areas where wild boars are active. When signs of wild boars are detected, the cameras will activate and send alerts to control stations. This allows close monitoring of trap locations, preventing wild boars from easily detecting them. The first step involves experts surveying the terrain and mapping out areas with signs of wild boar activity, such as soil disturbances, tracks, and droppings. Afterward, they proceed to install trap systems around suspected areas. This process must be carried out cautiously, avoiding leaving any traces or unfamiliar smells that could attract the attention of wild boars. The trap frame is made of sturdy steel, standing at a height of about 6 feet to ensure that trapped boars cannot escape or cause damage to the trap. Technological traps with automatic door mechanisms, bright lights, and signaling speakers are strategically placed. Once everything is set up, staff members will spread bait using the wild boar's favorite food around the trap area. They must avoid creating any unfamiliar smells or sounds to avoid arousing the suspicion of the boars. Next, they withdraw from the area and monitor remotely through the camera system. Leveraging their keen sense of smell, wild boars easily detect and approach the trap to seek food. When trapped, wild boars often panic, running back and forth in an attempt to escape. In the early morning, farmers will proceed to harvest them for disposal or potentially sell them to meat processing plants. Despite employing various trap-setting measures, statistical data indicates that the effectiveness of controlling wild boars using this method remains limited due to their keen observation and attention to detail. According to the latest report from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, in 2022, only about 31,000 wild boars were captured using trap systems across the territory, accounting for less than 1% of the estimated total population of 6.5 million. This number is even lower than in 2021, when the number of wild boars trapped reached 35,500. Additionally, hunting wild boars from aircraft also provides better access to and control of wild boar populations. When a wild boar herd is detected, they deploy a team with helicopters equipped with modern hunting rifles. Pilots must skillfully maneuver the aircraft, avoiding any noise or strong winds to avoid arousing the suspicion of wild boars. The sharpshooters also need to be very quick and precise in selecting targets and firing shots. However, with their keen observation skills, wild boars often easily recognize any unfamiliar aircraft invading their habitat, regardless of whether the aircraft generates noise or not. They will promptly signal an alarm to the herd to flee and evade. Moreover, wild boars are very agile and can react quickly to any airborne threats. Hunting wild boars is not only a population control measure, but has also become a popular recreational activity in many states across the United States. According to statistics, approximately 30 states in the U.S. currently allow legal hunting of wild boars. This is largely aimed at controlling their rapidly increasing population to mitigate damage to agriculture. However, gradually, this activity has also become a trendy recreational pursuit for many hunting enthusiasts. Wild boars have highly sensitive vision, hearing, and sense of smell, allowing them to easily detect any unfamiliar sounds, shapes, or odors from afar. When suspicious, the entire herd will quickly signal an alert and move to avoid danger. Therefore, hunters must be extremely cautious, choosing distant positions, minimizing movements, and keeping noise to a minimum during the hunting process. However, the wild boar's superb observation skills still often lead to many failures. Just leaving behind a small trace can attract their attention.
Hello everyone! Today, we will embark on an exciting journey to turkey farms in the United States. Let's explore how millions of turkeys are cared for and harvested daily. According to statistics from 2023, there were approximately 335 million turkeys raised in the United States. The highest concentration is in several states known for large turkey production, including North Carolina, Minnesota, Arkansas, and Indiana. On a typical morning at a turkey farm in North Carolina, an advanced egg incubator is operating at high efficiency, producing a large quantity of turkeys. This egg incubator is capable of producing 57,000 turkey poults in each cycle. Here, we can observe how millions of turkey poults are produced. North Carolina, one of the leading states in turkey production, continues to demonstrate its strength with approximately 56 million turkeys produced annually, accounting for about 21% of the U.S. turkey production. The process of regular egg inspection every 3 days helps ensure the best hatch rates and minimizes any errors. Do you notice any similarities between turkey eggs and the eggs you typically purchase at supermarkets? After about 25 days of waiting, thousands of turkey eggs have begun to hatch, giving birth to tiny turkey poults. These poults will undergo health checks and screenings for any abnormalities. This is an important process to ensure the health of each individual and the entire flock of turkeys. Although the goal is to protect their health, it's inevitable to cull any diseased or weak poults. Newly hatched turkeys have a resemblance to common poultry, albeit slightly larger in size. Currently, the turkey industry is experiencing robust growth, with approximately 3,000 turkey farms in the United States, including over 900 farms in North Carolina. Although the process of raising turkeys is similar to that of other poultry species, what sets it apart is that turkeys tend to grow slower than chickens. Typically, farmers will spend 4 months caring for turkeys from hatch to maturity. The longer period required for raising turkeys also translates to higher meat quality, with a sweeter and more flavorful taste compared to chickens. Do you often use turkey meat in your daily meals? And what dishes do you usually prepare using turkey meat? Please leave your thoughts in the comments section and consider subscribing to our channel to support us. Thank you very much. In the United States, some turkey farms have transitioned to free-range farming to enhance meat quality and ensure the health of the flock. This farming method allows turkeys to roam freely and instinctively select their food, thus enabling them to develop stronger and healthier. Turkeys raised on free-range farms can reach weights ranging from 35 to 50 pounds when mature, whereas those raised conventionally typically weigh only between 12 to 20 pounds in their natural habitat. In recent years, the population of wild turkeys has been rapidly growing in some areas such as Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Therefore, organizing hunting expeditions to control the wild turkey population in these areas is necessary. Additionally, wild turkey meat is highly regarded for its flavor as it lacks the growth-promoting stimulants and hormones found in farm-raised turkey meat. Turkey hunting in Texas is not only an exciting experience but also a process that requires strict adherence to regulations and respect for the environment. All hunters must comply with licensing and permitting regulations. This is an important measure for controlling and managing the population of wild turkeys. During the hunting process, only mature turkeys are allowed to be hunted to ensure humane treatment and conservation of the ecosystem. Let's take a visit to a farm in Minnesota to see how farmers care for their 2-year-old turkeys. Modern automatic water supply system.
Every year, millions of wolves and wild boars wreak havoc, causing terrible damage to American farms. Gunshots echo through the night, and fierce attacks by wildlife leave many families facing devastating losses. Can humans cope with this destruction? Let's explore how hunters and hunting dogs are fighting not only for their land, but also to protect the livelihoods of thousands of families. In Minnesota, one of the largest rural areas in America, damage from wild wolves to sheep farms has reached $24 million annually. In 2022 alone, more than 160,000 sheep were attacked by wolves, leaving residents in dire straits. This relentless devastation has forced the community to stand up strongly, with over 100,000 people taking to the streets, demanding a powerful, urgent solution to protect their lives from the ceaseless attacks of these animals. Hunting dogs, professionally trained, have become powerful weapons in the battle to protect farms from wolf attacks. These dogs not only have the ability to track and chase wolves, but are also equipped with GPS collars, helping hunters easily monitor them in dangerous situations. With keen skills, they can coordinate smoothly, driving wolves away from farm areas, ensuring safety for both people and livestock. In fact, within just 3 months, the use of hunting dogs combined with hunting has helped reduce wolf attacks in Minnesota from 150 to 50 cases annually. Clear evidence of this strategy's effectiveness. These hunting dogs are not just loyal warriors, but also symbols of perseverance and sacrifice for a noble cause, protecting the livelihood and future of the community.
Shoot the one barking.
The wolf hunting licensing process in Minnesota requires thorough and strict preparation. In Pennsylvania, only about 170,000 hunting permits are issued each year, with only 2% to 4% of hunters meeting the requirements. Hunting dog owners must demonstrate their ability to train dogs and ensure their safety during hunts.
You see him? Just wait.
The wolf hunting season runs from November to February, with strict limits on the number of wolves permitted to be hunted, with only about 100 wolves allowed to be eliminated each year to maintain a balance between protecting farmers' property and wildlife conservation. These regulations not only protect farmers, but also the environment, wildlife, and ensure a balanced ecosystem where humans and nature can coexist harmoniously. Hunting prairie wolves in winter, with bitterly cold winds and thick snow, makes movement even more difficult. However, these challenges create the appeal and tension for hunters who embark on a journey full of danger and drama. Before the hunt officially begins, hunters must prepare thoroughly, from checking guns to preparing modern equipment such as GPS and cameras to determine wolf locations. They not only use these tools to track wolves, but must also be very patient, as wolves are intelligent and extremely agile animals. They can run at speeds up to 37 miles per hour and are very difficult to detect. Wolves always maintain a safe distance and move along forest edges to avoid detection. Therefore, hunters must use all their skills, from listening to every sound in the quiet space of the mountains to observing traces on the ground. Hunters must catch every smallest sign, from footprints to bite marks or blood traces to determine the wolf's movement direction. GPS devices help hunters easily track and get closer, but they must always maintain discretion and avoid making noise, as one mistake can cause the wolf to run away.
My gosh.
Wolves are extremely intelligent animals and can recognize signs of danger from afar. Therefore, hunters must be especially careful with each step, as a small mistake can allow the wolf to escape. When detecting wolves, hunters must use techniques such as long-distance shooting to ensure accuracy and safety, not only for themselves, but also for those around them. A precise shot to reduce pain for the animal in the most humane way possible. After successful hunting, hunters will collect information about the eliminated wolf, report to local authorities to ensure that all regulations on quantity and hunting conditions are adhered to. Wolf hunting is not simply about protecting property, but also part of a wildlife management strategy, helping maintain balance in the ecosystem.
Easy.
The tension of the hunt lies not only in technique and strategy, but also in the split-second decisions that must be made. In those moments, each hunter realizes that they are not only fighting for their livelihood, but also for the protection of a community, and more importantly, for a balanced ecosystem. This hunt, with all its ferocity and cruelty, is an essential part of efforts to protect agriculture and conserve wildlife. However, not everyone agrees with wolf hunting. Many oppose it, arguing that this action causes unnecessary pain to wildlife, and eliminating them is not a long-term solution. They propose alternatives, such as educating communities about dealing with wolves peacefully and managing their habitats. For example, using electronic fences, alarm systems, or devices that emit ultrasonic waves to keep wolves away from livestock areas can be an effective method. Additionally, enhancing monitoring and supporting livestock protection measures, such as implementing livestock protection programs with herders and providing materials on safe protection methods, also helps minimize conflicts without harming nature. This approach not only protects wolves, but also helps maintain ecological balance, where humans and animals can exist peacefully. Moving on from the video, let's explore how we can fight wild boars, similar to how we've dealt with prairie wolves. Wild boars have become a threat that cannot be underestimated to American agriculture, with an alarming increase in numbers in recent years. In the vast cornfields of Texas, wild boars devastate crops, tearing up thousands of acres of cornfields, causing estimated damages of up to $50 million annually. Their traces, with footprints and bite marks on corn plants, leave farmers facing the risk of total loss. Is there a way to stop this destruction? To combat the devastation caused by wild boars, hunting and trapping methods have been strongly implemented. In Texas, hunters and the government work together to deploy large-scale hunting campaigns, using special traps and modern tracking devices to capture wild boars. The government provides financial support and hunting licenses, helping hunters work more effectively. This cooperation not only helps protect crops, but also ensures a stable agricultural economy, helping farming communities regenerate and recover after each harvest season. Hunting wild boars with rifles during the day requires thorough preparation and keen observation skills. In the misty early mornings in Texas, hunters must move carefully, observing every trace that wild boars leave on the ground. Footprints on the soil near water ponds or disturbed earth are valuable clues helping hunters identify their targets. Equipped with a Remington Model 700 or Savage 110, hunters use 308 Winchester ammunition capable of penetrating the thick body of wild boars from a distance of 200 yards. When a wild boar is detected, the distance between the hunter and the target can range from 50 to 200 yards. Hunters must maintain a stable position, performing movements gently to prevent the wild boar from detecting their presence. Each step must be carefully calculated. Every branch or rock on the hunting path could be a barrier preventing the chance of success. With daylight, hunters can easily observe prey from a distance and plan a more accurate approach. Calmness and shooting skills are decisive factors. When the rifle is raised and aimed at the chest or head of the wild boar, hunters face not only a technical challenge, but also a test of patience. Each shot must be accurate, with no room for error. As a missed shot could cause the wild boar to flee into the wilderness. When night falls, wild boar hunting becomes exponentially more challenging. In the vast lands of Texas, where hunters use rifles to deal with wild boars weighing up to 300 pounds, darkness becomes an ally of these animals. However, hunters are also prepared with modern tools to cope with darkness. Powerful flashlights, night vision goggles, and GPS tracking systems are indispensable weapons in this hunt. In darkness, tension increases. Wild boars often come out at night to forage, and that's when hunters must be extremely cautious. With a Remington Model 700 rifle and 308 Winchester ammunition, hunters can shoot accurately from a distance of 150 to 200 yards, but any mistake could cause the target to escape. Hunters must maximize the use of devices like flashlights to illuminate the search area. When the light flashes, they can see the bright eyes of wild boars trying to escape. That is the decisive moment where hunters must focus maximally and execute an accurate shot to take down the target. With each shot, the air becomes heavy and still. Those moments between darkness and silence are breathtaking, where the decision of survival is not just for the wild boar, but also the success of the entire hunting campaign. Hunters face not only dangerous animals, but also themselves, with patience and determination to never give up. The tension of night hunting comes not only from difficulties in identifying targets, but also from the challenge of mastering psychology in a space full of drama and suspense. Although hunting is a short-term measure to mitigate conflict, we need more long-term solutions to protect both wildlife and farmers' property. Ecosystem management is an effective method, such as establishing conservation areas or restoring natural habitats for species. For example, at Yellowstone, reintroducing wolves into the natural environment has helped restore ecological balance, with a strong increase in other animal species. At the same time, community education is an essential factor. Programs like Living with Wildlife in Montana have helped reduce human-animal conflicts by 30% in recent years, proving that when communities understand and participate, we can minimize conflict and build a more sustainable living environment for all. In conclusion, American farmers are applying various solutions to protect their property and livestock from wolf and wild boar attacks. From using hunting dogs, traps, and rifles to working closely with the government to minimize damage. However, we also need to seek more sustainable solutions such as ecosystem management and community education to reduce conflicts between humans and wildlife. We encourage you to join the conversation and share ideas about other solutions. Please share this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow upcoming videos to raise community awareness, contributing to creating a world where humans and nature can coexist harmoniously.
Macaques overrun Thai streets, from cities to rural areas. They are causing chaos everywhere. Authorities have launched aggressive control campaigns, including trapping, sterilization, and even extreme measures like poisoning. Can humans win this survival battle? Join me in exploring the confrontation between humans and wild monkey hordes. In Thailand, an estimated 150,000 monkeys are scattered throughout urban areas, causing numerous problems. They not only attack residents and tourists, but also engage in theft and property damage.
Alright, he's coming. Oh, he's got your bag! His bag. His bag. I on my leg.
More concerningly, 10% of these monkeys carry the rabies virus, posing a threat to public health. Given this situation, authorities have allowed farmers and hunters to use monkey traps to control the macaque population. These traps are impressively sized, measuring 7 feet long, 5 feet wide, and 4 feet tall, constructed entirely of sturdy iron. Each trap is designed with a single door, cleverly connected to a long rope that can be pulled up to open the door. The trap's mechanism is quite simple yet highly effective. When the monkeys enter the trap to enjoy a free meal, hunters quickly cut the rope, causing the trap door to slam shut, confining the monkeys inside. The clever hunters place attractive bait such as ripe bananas, fragrant fruits, or nutritious grains inside the cage. The enticing aroma of the food quickly captures the attention of the curious monkey troop. In each trapping session, hunters can catch between 6 to 10 macaques. According to statistics, in 2023, the number of monkeys caught using this method increased by 30% compared to the previous year. Contributing significantly to controlling the macaque population in Thailand.
Ves?
Hunters typically set traps in strategic locations where monkeys frequently visit. These traps can be found on rooftops of buildings, in orchards, or even deep in the forests. For areas with high macaque density, hunters use larger traps that can catch 20 to 30 monkeys in a single trapping session. These large traps are intricately designed to resemble a miniature tunnel system. Each trap has 3 entrances, 2 at the ends and 1 in the middle, facilitating the attraction and capture of monkeys. To lure monkeys into the trap, hunters use appealing baits such as grains, corn, peanuts, and other types of nuts. The familiar